gun ownership. Who should you let know that you are into guns? That you like to protect your family? You like to collect a couple of guns? You like to go to the range? Do you think there's other people out there in the world who do not agree with you? Yeah, there is. In this video, we're going to hear a real life story from one of our subscribers who wrote me this lengthy letter, sent it to my P.O. box, spoke to him on the phone. The man ultimately spent 6 weeks in jail. He's got felony charges against him, all because he let co-workers, specifically co-workers, know that he likes guns. No big deal, you would think, right? Unless you're trying to move up the ladder in the workplace, and I can relate to that. I employ people. I know how people get into cat fights, male, female, all these different type of arguments when people are getting promoted. And if they have something against you and they think they can get you in trouble, do you think they'll do it? Here's a true life story of what happened to one of our subscribers and what he's going through right now. Think about it. Should you talk to your coworkers about your passion for guns? Welcome to weaponseducation.com. What I like to do with this channel is to talk about things that can educate all of us so we don't have problems or issues with our passion for firearms and the Second Amendment if you're in the United States or anywhere throughout the world. We don't want to get in any trouble with the law. The law is not always fair, by the way, as you'll hear in this story. Let me get right into it. I'll call him Greg. He wrote me this really long story. I spoke to him on the phone the other day. It's a horrific story. I'll read you the first paragraph. Tom, I'm a subscriber. I'm writing to you on something that I learned firsthand, and that gun owners are especially vulnerable to, and that is that if you are arrested, guilty or not, the fact that you are lawfully owning a firearm can and will be used against you. If someone, one person, accuses you of something in your wildest dreams you could not imagine, what happens? This is what happened to him. Okay, let me tell you the story. Let me just cut right to the chase. Here's a man working at a bank for over 13 years in the United States. You know what happens when you go to lunch, you get to know all the employees, you go to the water cooler, you start talking to each other, you get to know each other. Over 13 years, everyone starts talking about, what's your hobbies? One guy might be into bowling, one guy might be into fishing, one guy might go to snow skiing during the winter, whatever it might be. But, you start saying, well, yeah, my passion is, I like guns. Okay, 3 years into that relationship with these co-workers, these employees, 5 years, 7 years. Now all of a sudden, you have some stress with some of the employees in the workplace. And I can relate to this. I've seen it, not with guns, but I've just seen it with employees on how they're trying to move up the ladder. And one wants to get that promotion, and they'll do anything to get it over the other employee. So now here's what happened to our good subscriber, and turns out to be innocent person who spent 6 weeks in jail on felony charges. He's still got a nightmare going on. All right. Now, our friend has a challenged son with autism. The girl, we'll call her Susan, keeps calling the son retarded over and over and over 3, 4, 5 years, until our friend, our subscriber friend, finally has an altercation with her. They get in a heated argument over the phone in the office, from this cubby hole to this cubby hole. They're talking to each other over the phone, and he's telling her, "Don't call my son retarded," and she's like, "Oh, you're not going to get that promotion." And here they are knowing each other 13 years, and she's like, "I know you're into guns." Well, they had that heated discussion, and that's it. What happens next is, 3 days later, midnight, his motion detectors go off at his home, and he looks out front through the windows, and he sees, oh, holy cow, what is there, a war going on out there? Yeah. There was like SWAT teams coming at him, everything. The dozens of police cars, house surrounded. They're ready to barge down the door. They're with the microphone out there. Open up, open up. He opens up the door, looking down the barrel. 5.56 most likely. They get him, they hog tie him, they throw him in jail, and his charges are, the girl claims that in that heated argument, oh, you know what he said to me? If I had my gun right now, I would blow your head off and everyone else's head off in this bank. She signed a sworn statement. Police come in 3 days later, arrest him on these horrific charges, which are trumped up. And then, oh, they find 3 guns in his house. Oh, like this guy is so horrific. They find 38 special. Like he's going to war with a 38. They find a shotgun. Everyone has a shotgun. And they find a pocket pistol, a 9mm. I won't mention the names of the guns. I want to keep his story private. Okay, so it's like no big deal. Any normal person would have 3 guns. Oh, he's got 800 rounds. The police report, I've seen it. It's ridiculously made it look like this man is like going to be a mass murderer. Goes to jail for 6 weeks, loses 25 pounds. Talk about stress that you've never had in your life, and nightmares, not being able to sleep, sleeping on a concrete floor. The horror stories he told me about jail, I can't even stomach. It's just too hard to even explain to you on a recording here. Bad. From a man who's never been in trouble in his life ever. Perfectly clean record. Perfect. Level-headed guy. Banker. Normal guy. Now he's up against all these charges, and his defense attorney is now trying to get this girl to go to trial and get in front of that jury and swear that our good friend, our subscriber, said, if I had a gun, I would kill you and everyone in this bank. Now she's backing off. Here it is 5 months later. After this guy's life is ruined, now she's backing off saying, yeah, maybe I fibbed a little bit, you know. Maybe I exaggerated. You know, he did get fired from his job. She's thinking now. She's feeling guilty. He got fired from his job. He lost his health insurance. He lost all his income. He went to jail. He lost 25 pounds. He slept on the floor in jail. He can never get another job again unless he gets all this cleared up. He's been through $100,000 in legal fees. You know what? I made my point, and she got the promotion at the bank. And now she's backing off saying, well, you know, I really don't want this to go to trial. Maybe you should just like drop things on him. Now the law is against her. Now there's a mess against her. Now she's in trouble. Like, you know, like perjury. She didn't go to trial and swear or anything. She was afraid of that. I don't know what's going on there. They got a whole mess going on right now. His life's ruined. Her life is about to be ruined. There's still charges against him. The point is, throw in your comments. Should you be careful on who you speak to about your gun? We'll call it a hobby. Just a hobby. We'll just call it that for simplicity. Who should you tell? Who shouldn't you? I say, keep it private. Keep it private, especially in the workplace. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow with a really cool gun review. And I like to bring these types of videos to you, which are a little bit different. Check it out.